Hey everyone, what up? Matt Kaiser here, and Koei Tecmo as well as Gust and Team NINJA have provided more news on the upcoming Atelier Resleriana, The Alchemist, and The White Guardian, as well as more interesting news about the Atelier series as a whole. So I thought, given that I am pretty much an Atelier content creator, as you guys enjoyed my insight with Yumiya, I thought why not do the same for this upcoming game. But before we begin, if you like what you're seeing here, by all means, like the video, click the subscribe button if you're new, and hit the bell notification icon if you want more Atelier news and content from yours truly. With that said, let's get back to the video. Now, for quick context about this game, for those who are out of the loop, Atelier Resleriana, The Red Alchemist, and The White Guardian is essentially a full-on offline console spin-off of the original mobile gacha game, that being Atelier Resleriana, Forgotten Alchemy, and the Polar Knight Liberator. The game was basically an Atelier gacha game in general that sadly had its servers, especially for the global side, being shut down, though the Japanese side of things gets still to play it, and that game wasn't well received. However, this game in particular, it's a completely original game set in the same universe, and it's pretty much a full-on console game without any simple gacha element whatsoever. Which, I'm not gonna lie, is actually pretty cool, given the fact that lots of, big companies that use their beloved IP tend to just phone in of having these mobile gacha games and then completely shut them down in either a year's time. And they don't even use that resources to make like a full-on console game. Wink wink, Square Enix and Bandai Namco. Now, Atelier Resleriana, The Red Alchemist, and The White Guardian takes players on a new mysterious and cozy adventure, alongside new characters. Rias Idrice, a new adventurer with a talent for alchemy, and Slade Closter, a young man capable of opening entrances to dimensional paths leading to alternate dimensions. The two protagonists will join forces in an attempt to discover the reason for the disappearance of the inhabitant of Halfan, while also trying to follow in the footsteps of their loved ones and restore their hometown. During their journey, they'll meet various characters who will help them, including familiar faces from the Atelier series such as Sophie Numella, Resleriana, again apologies for the butchering, Totori Helmode, and Wilbel Vo Isled. Again, oh my god, I'm feeling so bad for butchering them, so many. Anyway, regardless, we have the new characters here being our two main leads, and this has actually pretty much been a first, given the fact that we have both a male and female lead in an Atelier game. Not since the likes of Atelier Eska and Logi back in like the PS3 and Vita did we have these type of characters once more, which is pretty cool, and I'm glad that that's a thing. And from what we do seem, it does seem to be essentially what many have called it, an Atelier All-Stars game. I mean, given the fact that it's already set in the same universe as Atelier Resleriana. And obviously we have some fan favorite characters like Atelier Sophie from both Atelier Sophie 1 and Atelier Sophie 2, as well as the entire Mysterious Trilogy. As well as we have Reyes, who people might know, I think, from Mana Khemia. Then we also have Atelier Totori, who was from the Island Trilogy. And we also have Atelier Wilbel, who I think is from the Dusk Trilogy here. Now, let's get on to more news. Set in the universe of Atelier Resleriana, Forgotten Alchemy, and the Polar Knight Liberator, this new Atelier title will transport players to the continent of Latana, where they can explore, gather ingredients for synthesis, and discover every secret corner, day or night, rain or shine. Players will also have the opportunity to explore multi-level dungeons, known as dimensional paths, where the structure will change randomly with each visit, allowing players to gather different ingredients and challenge new enemies depending on the difficult level chosen. And as we can see here from the exploration side of things, it does look pretty cool, and from what I can see, it does seem to be more of a sub-linear kind of style of gameplay compared to the more open world, open zones that we had in both Atelier Rise of 3 as well as Atelier Yumiya, which Not gonna lie, I think that is a good change of pace. As much as I did enjoy exploring Atelier Yumiya, I can see why people were burnt out by it, and it did get a little bit stale coming across the final 2 regions of doing the same gameplay loop. So having a more sublinear level of exploration here, as well as this cool grappling hook energy thing, that's honestly pretty cool. But the next part, I think, really is what many people are screaming about and very excited to hear. Prior to the Atelier Resleriana, the Red Alchemist and the White Guardian will blend strategy with turn-based combat for strategic timeline command battles, where players can form a team of 6 characters, with 3 in the front line and 3 in the back. By using action points and equipped items to their advantage, users will be able to inflict damage and influence the timeline to characters' turns, triggering consecutive turns for allies and activating powerful unite attacks. And that is what many people, I think, are very excited to hear, that this game is going to have full-on turn-based combat, traditional turn-based combat, similar to the likes of, like, say, Atelier Sophie 2, and this is something that many people were hoping for, given the fact that Atelier Yumiya went for a more action approach with its combat. And to be honest, it's something that we have seen recently with the cases of the Yakuza Like a Dragon series, where in the mainline entries, especially if you go from Yakuza Like a Dragon and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, those games were full on turn-based combat, which while did attract new players and did well, some of the veteran fans who preferred a more brawl-style combat were alienated. That is until, of course, we had both the Judgment series and, more importantly, both the remakes of Like a Dragon Ishin, as well as spin-offs like a Dragon Gaiden and Like a Pirate Hawaii that were full-on brawler-style action-based combat, just like in the old Yakuza games, which made those fans really happy as well, which is honestly a good balance. And to be honest, Gust themselves had done a similar thing, cause if you remember Atelier Rise 1 and 2, those games had their action turn-based combat, the ATB system. Though in the middle of that, they also made Atelier Sophie 2, which my memory recalls was a traditional turn-based game like the original Atelier Sophie and past Atelier games. And then after Atelier Rise 3, which obviously was the end of the whole Rise ATB system, Atelier Remake was also a thing, and that also had its classic turn-based combat. So I do like the fact that both Gust can make both an Atelier action game as well as an Atelier turn-based game, and I think that will satisfy both sides in my opinion. For those who may feel a bit alienated about the direction Atelier Yumiya is going, I think this game is a good compromise for those who enjoy the more classic style of Atelier games, especially with the turn-based combat. And from what I can see, it does seem to be on par with Sophie 2. And now moving on, using ingredients gathered during exploration or combat, Rias will have the ability to synthesize various items during a process called gift color synthesis. During the synthesis process, players will have to connect the gift colors of the ingredients together to create new items. They will also be able to assign traits or change recipes, depending on the ingredients used. When certain characters come to lend Rias a hand, this will further strengthen the item created. And as we can see here from the gathering and the whole crafting system, it does seem to be traditional and resemble a bit of the mobile game, though I hope it's not entirely dumbed down as it was in the mobile game. I hope it's more what the people liked in the classic and more traditional Atelier games, where the gathering was, much more, fun and more of the focus, where Atelier Yumiya, the synthesis was streamlined and many argue it was too basic and wasn't entirely the main focal point, which turned some people off. But hopefully with this, it's a nice good compromise of this being a key core element. In addition to the traditional Atelier gameplay system, alternating between exploration, combat and synthesis, users will be able to sell items via the Ria shop, while also helping to develop the town. By selling synthesized items, players will earn money they can invest in the development of Halfheim, thus unlocking new recipes and progressing through the main story. And yeah, a lot of people have compared the whole restoration of the whole towns thing to another Atelier spin-off that had like an all-star cast of characters, that being Atelier Nelki, which is an interesting comparison to say the least. So I wonder of how much the whole town building system is going to play into that feature. Obviously, it's not going to be like something like creating your own atelier like it was in Yumiya, but all of this sounds really cool. Now, this game is actually coming for 26th of September 2025 for PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. There is a PS4 version, though sadly that's only Japan exclusive. And I know some people are going to say, is this game going to have like a Nintendo Switch 2 version? We don't know yet. I mean, we haven't had confirmation about Atelier Yumiya having a Nintendo Switch 2 version. But given the fact that we've seen Koei Tecmo provide Nintendo Switch 2 versions for some of their new titles and re-releases like Nobunaga's Awakening Complete Edition, as well as also Wild Heart S, I wouldn't say it's impossible, as obviously they've been strong supporters for Nintendo Switch 1 since day one, I think. So I do think, and also we cannot forget they also are making a brand new Hyrule Warriors game, so definitely I can expect these games, both this and Yumiya, as well as future Atelier games, to be on Switch 2. But anyway, as for my thoughts, I think this game really looks good. I think this is something that Atelier fans wanted after Yumiya took a more different path, even though I'm more optimistic about the direction, and I do think there's room for improvement about it. Oh no, I'm really looking forward to this game and how it plays, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and tell you more about it as time goes by. Anyway, that'll be it for me. Let me know down in the comments of what you guys think about this game. Are you an Atelier fan? Are you going to get this game? Or just wait till it comes out? I'd love to hear what you think. So anyway, until then, special thanks to my patrons. Mad Kaiser, out.